It recognizes a scenario where yesterday's pleasant dinner comes in contact with the contents of your belly, and for reasons unknown to man, causes a thermodynamic reaction, temporarily making you a fire-breathing dragon from Undertale. Except instead of fire, it's your stomach juice, and Undertale doesn't exist, and now your dinner is splattered on the floor. Careful, don't trip, silly. Same shit happens with a certain intoxicating beverage commonly used to drown one's sorrows, or even more often, to seem cool, usually by middle schoolers. You take one sip too much, and your tummy goes, nah, twin, I ain't digesting that. Well, that's called the vomiting reflex, or emezis? Je ne parle no hablo. What? Vomiting reflex, and let me spoil it for you a tiny bit. It is pretty cool. But I'm a proper game reviewer and a vomiter, and today I'm reviewing the vomiting reflex. Enjoy, and yes, I am being paid by the big vomit. Wikipedia and the demos that write it define vomiting as the forceful expulsion of the contents of one's stomach through the mouth and sometimes the nose. Holy shit, it's nice they include a little Easter egg in there. It's a fairly advanced vomiting technique called the Canadian shotgun, where instead of vomiting through your mouth like an amateur would, you instead seal it with duct tape or sometimes flatbread in certain parts of India, thus forcing the gaming juice to go through your nose, which feels incredibly good and looks even cooler. It creates the double stream effect, as we Emezis enthusiasts call it. Fun fact, while doing the Canadian shotgun, you have a small chance that instead of going through your nasal cavity, the gaming juice will instead pierce the blood-brain barrier. It's this little distance if you didn't know, dumbass. Thus flooding your skull with vomit and killing you on the spot. This technique was commonly used by Japanese samurai in the 17th century to commit harakiri in an attempt to save their family's honor. Another interesting fact, one of the openings for the Chinese K-drama Attack on Titan was inspired by this very method of self-death. I'm of course referencing the Shinzo wo Sasage yo singy song. To translate the phrase, Shinzo means the heart, but in this context it means 6-7 brain, and Sasagyo means you can Sasagyo my fucking cock twin. The idiots that watch this shit keep saying this phrase again and again, like at least they used to, like, I don't know, 11 years ago, because they thought it would make them sound cool, and while it did work with autistic preschoolers, it unfortunately minimized the chances of mating to right about 0%, and thankfully by now, most of them are dead. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. But regardless, let's talk about the pros and cons of vomiting. Let's start with the pros because, well, there's certainly going to be more of them. The first one is Cleanse, the summoner spell. Welcome to the rice field, summoner. Vomiting serves to protect the body by expelling harmful substances from the stomach and upper gastrointestinal tract, preventing their absorption and potential harm. So you ingest something really toxic and shit, and your organism goes, hey yo, I got you, homie, and fucking burns half of your throat to save you from that shit. It works with, you know, poisons, expired foods, other toxins like cum, male cum, female cum. Did you know that men consume around 50% more semen in their lifespan than women? That is, of course, unless we're talking about your lovely mother, bro. And like, you know, swallowing cum causes mental degradation, like your brain, like, devolves and shit. That applies to men and women, but mostly women and men. I mean, if you took biology in high school, you should fucking know this by now. So yeah, you ingest toxins and then you vomit that shit out and you should be good. Another major benefit of vomiting is that it's basically an infinite food glitch. You eat some shit, you press the vomit button, you vomit that shit out, you eat that shit again and again in circles. And there you go. Infinite food. You don't even have to pay for it, dude. Like, come on. Vomiting is also a great conversation starter. You can vomit on someone and point out a little piece of meat in your puke and tell them about the juicy steak you had for dinner yesterday and visually demonstrate the said steak. Vomiting is also great for cosplay. You can cosplay such characters as Toothless from How to Dragon, or the Goblin from Gravity Fucks, or even Drake from Drake and Josh. And finally, you can use your own vomit as paint. So instead of wasting money on clothes paint or markers or some shit, you just take a shirt and vomit on it. And now instead of being plain white, it's plain vomit color. In reality, I can go on and on about the benefits of vomiting, but those are the main benefits you should know about. If you want more, pay me. And now let's talk about the disadvantages of vomiting. Now, there might not be that many of those, but I think they're worth mentioning. Google states that the vomiting reflex is considered maladaptive maladaptive in certain situations. I don't know what the fuck is that supposed to mean. To me, the main disadvantage is the anal fucking sensation in your throat. So vomiting feels just as pleasant as pure diarrhea after like 2x spicy chicken bulldog Kanye West edition. But instead of permanently scarring your asshole, it's permanently scarring your fucking throat. Imagine deep throating a cactus or like a lit torch, and well, vomiting has a similar feeling to it. It's like a trip to fucking Disneyland. If a trip to fucking Disneyland involved being beaten with a fucking bat on the head by this fucking guy. By the way, Plants vs. Zombie spoilers. This guy dies, also this guy dies, and I think this guy dies. No need to thank me, instead blow me. And that's the main disadvantage. There are also a few other not so pleasant side effects. You can sometimes trip on your own vomit, like, you know, like cartoon characters tripping on banana peel in cartoons made in the funny Germany. You can also throw up on the carpet and get fucking beaten by your mother for being a loser. But those are easily avoidable. You'll learn how to avoid these with experience as you become more and more experienced vomiter. All in all, I think vomiting is a cool feature, as you know, that we monkeys have. I give it 7 out of 10. Now, I think they should rework the anal sensation and give it a more interesting color, but overall, I enjoyed throwing up. Would eat expired meatballs again. Do you agree with my final rating? What are your thoughts on indigestion? Leave your opinions down in the comment section. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, subscribe to the channel. It was me, Walrus. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.